Hey, everybody. My name is G Brown, the lifestyle changer.
I'm Frederick Brown, the husband,
And you all are hanging with the
hanging with
Brown.
the Browns.
Yes. For a late lunch date. Hi, Mr. Brown. How you doing?
Oh, it's Wednesday. I can't complain.
Okay, say what you were
I'm
saying
doing well
before I push play. What you say about me?
about how good you look to me. Stop.
Yeah. That feels good after 20 years, honey. So, okay, live replay. I'm telling you now, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Yep. So, anybody on the replay want to watch it? It won't be long, but let's do a quick recap, sir. Uh, Wait a minute. I wrote some things down too. I forgot where I said we were going to address those things and I wouldn't talk about them. Uh, I didn't talk about them.
One was the lion diet,
Yep.
defining the lion diet. And I got
Yeah.
my views on that. And I
Yep.
guess we can talk about it after we talk about Monday show where
Wait, we got a
pretty
Monday
much
show. We got a Tuesday show. Let me see, Monday. We got Tuesday. Hey, Bliss, how are you? Hey, Captain Dusty. 20 minutes to an hour. No, it's not. We doing this. Don't make me set a clock. Don't make me set a clock. Well, you go
you
ahead
better,
because there are a couple
you
of
better.
topics that I wanted to hit. And
Well, just to sum up Monday's show, it's all about changing your perspective. I mean, that pretty much sums up what you guys talked about. And I think the way I like to view it is viewing the glass as half full instead of half empty. So it's more of a positive mindset, a positive frame, a mind frame. So um, that pretty much sums it up. And each of you had something, as I always say, valuable to say about it, and I enjoyed it. And so that was my take on Monday.
okay, so I'll talk about Tuesday. Pursuit. Bliss is actually in the audience today. And I don't know. I don't think that I've shared this portion with her because I've often, let me back up. Let me back up. When we started the carnivore diet, I knew we hit something that was different from anything that I've done in 59 years. It's like, okay, well, I was actually 58 at the time when we started. I turned 59. Yeah, because we started in April or May.
May, May
May. Yeah. And all right. So May we started of 22. Yep. And
23.
no 23. 23. May of 23. And so and on this, after we decide to do a YouTube channel, and then what is some of the first thing you do? You start telling your family. You start sharing this with your family. And so I shared with my family. And it was my brother that actually shared with me. And then, here we are, we sharing with some other siblings. But it's one particular sibling, and I don't know if he watches the show or not. So maybe one day he will. And this portion is for him. I love my brother. And sometimes you just have siblings that you get along with better than others. And he and I were pretty close. And I say were because I got pissed, and I'm finna share with y'all why. And my brother's pretty private and very private, doesn't like sharing a lot of things. And for me on this crusade of trying to save the world, because even when I look at a television show, and we were looking at the show, and the young lady was dying of cancer, and and she had a bag of Doritos in her lap. Well, you go to the doctor, and cancer cells feed off of sugar. Hey, East Texas, cells feed off of sugar. But when you go to receive chemo, they give you Ensure, apple juice, uh, uh, goldfish, things that are feeding the thing that they're in there trying to poison to kill. So I knew we had came up on something in regards to this. And so my brother started doing this one particular brother. He started on the carnivore diet. And then everyone I wanted to interview, because my story is not you guys' story. I only had certain ailments. I didn't have all the ailments. And so he had things that I didn't have. And the biggest thing was share your story to help save a life, to help save someone. This world is hurting physically. Just physical ailments. I saw a picture of Bruce Willis today, and they're talking about the fact that he can no longer speak because of the illness that he has. It was the food. And so I look at it and it's like, you're so far gone, but it's the food. They talk about it for Alzheimer's and all this other stuff. It's the food. And so I wanted to hear my brother's story. And he just flat out refused me, which led me to yesterday's interview with Bliss. And when she said that she was private and did not want to be on screen, and I said, but your story can still be told. And so we came up with, it was like a call. You all see it on the news. If you have an anchor person over in another thing, they're on the phone calling in, and all you see is a picture of them and their voice. On you have call-ins on the radio, talk shows, everything. It's that person's voice. That was the most important part for me. And so having her on, because when she's in the audience and when she's giving her uh uh feedback and everything in the comments, she's left me long comments where you can tell that she has so much knowledge that she's just trying to share back over into the community. And I felt it to be extremely important and for her voice to be heard. And so, Lady Bliss, I salute you. And I thank you for getting that information out. And that is a lot what people are saying, that she knows a lot. And it also, like I said, if my brother ever saw this, I could have blocked your face out too. And so I really got pissed with my brother and had a falling out with him, because I felt like the carnivore diet, just get beyond yourself. Why would you find the fountain of youth and not share it? Why would you find something this great and not open your mouth and tell someone about it? A coworker, they've noticed that you've lost weight. They've noticed these different things. And even if you lost no weight, but your body feels better, why would you not share it? And listen, to have him, that guy right there on the screen with me, it takes a lot prior to hanging with the Browns. No, I've talked to him. I say, man, okay, let me boast on him for a moment. My husband is extremely smart. And if he chose, he could actually get on here and he can have a master class. He can there are so many people that are struggling in math. And my husband is extremely intelligent. But let me follow this by saying I always say I'm smarter because I'm the one that married him. All right. So, yeah. But he could do that. Never did it. But when we came up on this carnivore diet, shame before all the ancestors if you say nothing about this with someone else. All right. Gee, how much did he start out weighing? Okay. So the largest Frederick was.
I think she's talking about your. No, I think she's talking about your brother.
Okay, my brother. Girl, my brother was up in the 400s or something like that. And by the time he started the carnivore diet, I think I want to say 330. I want to say that. And then he was telling me, he was telling me. But here's the thing, and Bliss, I understand that's probably why he didn't want to share. But guess what? He ain't the only one that's in that weight class. I see it all the time. I did not get to that weight class, but 260, I was on the other side of 250. So once you start doing that, there was 300's door. And if I got a brother that's already at that weight, it looked like there's a possibility that I could achieve it. Okay. And so here's the thing, but he could have blocked himself out with me. Because see, this is the story I want to know. I know what it's like for me to start on this diet, to start on this track, what went through my mind, what cravings, if I had any. Did I think about falling off, or did I say to myself, how I'm feeling in my body? Or did I try something, barbecue sauce, that woke me up and it's like, that's the stuff that was harming me. I can't do it. And so I'm not everyone. I don't understand how people are. Uh, I'll use your example, and I'll use your example when you said you had started this multiple times. That's not my story though, but it's the story of other people. So I can't tell that story. I can't turn around and say, well, I started this a couple of times. I don't see myself off of this. I feel too good. But then if there is someone that start and stop, that's the story I want, because see, I can't stand on that at all. But I can stand on what it is that I'm going through. I can stand on the fact that I used to look like I was 99 years old trying to get up out of a chair. See, that's what I can stand up on. And now I can just pop up. Now I can just get up. Now there's no stiffness. There's none of that. That's what I can stand on. But to fall off or to venture off, that's not my story, but the story still needs to be told. And he could have been anybody behind the picture. I just decided to really talk about you, and I always say our favorite carnivore from the comments. But you brought the story forth. That's it. Sometimes it's not about us. It is about that other person, somebody else. There is a all of a sudden Bill from Alaska. There's a Bill from Alaska somewhere. I don't relate to Bill from Alaska. I did not make it to 300 pounds as a male. But then here is somebody that did and has a story to tell. I think of Kip, up, down, fall off inside, man, but keep going. That's a story to tell. So I know, but that didn't stop me falling out with him. I blocked his number and everything. I really, really did. Man, I don't even want to hear what you're talking about. But I unblocked him. I told him Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right.
Look
So
at
let's
that.
move
That's
on.
what I'm talking. Put Marvin up there. Where? Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Carnivore for life, 72 years young. I know that's right. You 12 and a half years older than me. Feel like you was in your 40s. I always say I'm 33. Come on now. I'm 33 years old. Baby, let me tell you something. They call me Miss Messy Boots. Yes. All the family. Yeah, because I will. Well, here's the thing. I shut it down like that, Bliss, because I don't want you to change. The apologies are not for me. So I have to remove myself to prevent myself from saying things. And I don't want you to force me to start talking at that time. Even Frederick and I, when we turn around and have a conversation or anything, I turn around and say to him, give me a moment. You don't force me to start talking now, because it's not going to come out right. And the one thing I'm proud of, and that I will always hold, and he could turn around and tell you, I ain't, You know how they say, I'll finish that sentence after I say this. You know how they say you can take a nail and hammer it in, and even though you remove the nail, the damage is done. So I promised myself and God that if I got married again, I would never call that man out of his name, because that ex-husband, he was all kind of stuff. Him, his mama, it didn't matter. This right here, it can be very deadly. But I said I would never, ever, ever call him out of his name, belittle him. I would never do that. So I have no nails to pull out. By saying that, if I don't do it, it's not because I can't. It's because I'm choosing not to. So I will block the communication, get myself right. Because see, you should be able to behave however it is that you choose to. I'm only in control and in charge of me. And so by that, I had to pull myself together and move on from there. So
There's one thing I want. There's one thing I want to address, because we kind of talked about it. I think you and Bliss talked about it to some degree, and I didn't. I think I may have typed something in. I don't quite remember, but it didn't show up on the
I don't know, you
screen.
got 3.5
Let's
minutes.
talk. Let's talk. Let's talk about the lion diet.
Yes.
Define the lion diet. Oh, now, and I say this for a reason. I might be a little facetious here to some degree, but most people define the lion diet as beef,
Salt and
salt,
water.
water, right?
Well, no, ruminant meats, because I mean
Ruminant
you
meat.
don't eat lamb, but they'll do the lamb, uh deer, pretty much red meat, red meat. Let's just say it like
Uh,
that. But then
yeah,
you
you
hit
know,
me with this, and
because I watch
hey Renee,
I watch
listen
a
to what
lot
he
of.
said. I didn't want to talk about this last night. Go ahead, baby. Go on, hit it.
No, I was just gonna say I watch a lot of Wild Kingdom documentaries. I love watching lions, and I learned that in certain parts of Africa, you know, they just like anywhere there's seasonal weather, and the lions um, most preferred food is the wildebeest. The wildebeest, buffalo, zebras. You know, and I guess with some of them, they're a little more challenging to take down because they're so big. Giraffes, they'll do right, and they get those during the rainy season, because during the rainy season, that's when all of those animals flock to drink water. And when there's a drought or when the rainy season is over, those animals migrate elsewhere. So, but the lions don't. They don't follow them. They don't follow the migration. They stay where they are. So, what's left for them to eat? They eat a lot of wild boar, amongst some other things. But you know,
Oh,
that's out of
look
necessity.
here,
That's out of
they'll catch
necessity.
anything.
Yeah, well, that's out of necessity. So then you might ask yourself, well, why don't they follow the food? That kind of makes sense to me. They don't follow the food. They stay where they are for whatever reason. And so when you start talking about a lion's diet, you know, I think when you say that, I said, first of all, they don't put salt on their food. You know, they only drink water when it's plentiful, right? When during the drought season, they don't get a lot of water. They eat pig with no water, you know, very little water if they can find it. So, you know, I don't really know or why people think or put such stringent or such restraints on that kind of food. I think that um, you know, if you had some chickens running out there, I think a lion will eat a chicken. I really do.
Mhm.
You know, he'll eat what he needs
So
to eat.
with you saying that, you were pretty much saying what Bliss and I were saying yesterday, how in the beginning, before, but and I equated it to the churches, um, where in the beginning, as long as you were just eating meat, you were a carnivore. That, I mean, that was it. But then all of a sudden, more people start coming into it. And then all of a sudden, like she said, the young lady just said, because that was kind of cute, I guess, like a lion. And then that took off. And then people started dissecting, and we always want to categorize. That is like the biggest thing, is place you in a category, because you can say, I believe in God. And then it's like, what church do you go to? What denomination are you? And then that's when we came up with non-denominational. So you can't place a person in the box. We're always trying to categorize something to make it fit in a box, which will kind of make sense. And so, yeah. And so we were talking about that. Yeah. Yeah. There she go. Right there. Yeah, the lion diet, because it sounded cool. And now we've taken that thing and just went off with it. Uh I'm living a healthier life. But wait, I need to push this question out there, because I need for you guys to answer this before we get off. Someone asked me yesterday, yeah, that was yesterday. He and I went and got our annual checkup, how much we weigh and all this other stuff. And the young lady turned around and said, when you lose weight, where does the weight go? My response was, you pee and poop it out. It's like, so when you, but that was her question. So when you lose the pounds, what is happening? What's going on? Where does your weight go? Y'all give me the answer in the comments while he and I finish this lion diet. And when you said that, baby, that made so much sense. I just feel that uh listen to your body. That's how come we done turned around and we did it over with the vegans. Somewhere we done placed the vegans way up here, because the moment that you carnivore, your cholesterol, you ready to turn it around. Vegan, how you get your protein? So, but now that's so much more acceptable. It's almost like that's where you're trying to aspire to be. No, you better flip that chart upside down and leave all that stuff. Leave the crown part and come down here and eat that meat. Hold on. Wait, she said, I don't care where it went. Just get it out. Yeah.
All right, 22 minutes.
There we go. We out of here, y'all. That was it. This was a good one today. This was like short, straight to the point. Congratulations to everyone that is taking their health to the top level by the introduction of the carnivore diet, whichever version it is that you like, that has made sense to you. Try different variations. The only reason why you're trying the different variations is to see how your body is reacting to it. And I will say this, because I didn't say it on Monday's show. Probably because I really noticed even more yesterday. I started this lion's version of the lion diet, the beef and so on, and the salt and water, October 30th. It couldn't be October 30th because we ain't there yet. Well, January 30th. January 30th. So whatever today is, plus those 2 days, that's how I've been eating like this. And I will say that those last couple of weeks were crazy to me. I noticed my body doing a whole bunch of different things, and it was nothing that I was jumping up and down about. And I'm like, I thought I was supposed to feel better. Well, better is starting to come in, but I still do not want to. This must be my springtime. Winter is coming. February, March 1st. Winter will be here, and I'm gonna give me some warthogs, some rat, and some possum, because I'm getting ready to eat some other stuff. Doggone it! When this portion is over, the lions do it, and so will G. Thank you guys for joining us today. Have a phenomenal time. But I just wanted to shout out. So we got Bliss, Dusty, Renee. You guys, thank you all so much. We appreciate you. Where we got Captain Dusty, I said, and there we go. You guys made it phenomenal for us today. And I will see you when I see you. Huh? What'd you say, Mr. Brown? Peace. I love it.